Howdy folks, and welcome back to the shed. Hope everybody's all having a good one. Today I thought we'd go for, or I should say this evening, I thought we'd go for a little SDJR, Somerset Dorset Joint Railway. So there we've got the Hornby 2P. Get a little closer, yes. That one does have DCC sound in it. But today it's running on DC, so I can run on the other line, the Rouser Sheffield D class. In Southeastern Chatham Railway, with the birdcage coaches behind in Dark Lake. Yeah, quite a package. Now the SDJR came out mainly because I managed to get from E of the Bay these, which are made by Daypole, for footplate models. So you've got FP3, FP4, FP5. So you've got a Somerset and Dorset brake. I gather these are limited editions, and a couple of comps, number 17, number 31. I did actually mark in pencil underneath the coaches, just so I knew which boxes the two comps would go back into, just so there's a little differentiation. But as you can see, the 2P goes quite nicely on DC, and it can do a fair old lick. Usually when you're running DCC locomotives with sound on just flat 12 volts DC, usually you'll get the sounds and you'll get just a walking pace out of them. This one seems a little more sprightly, which is all good. Right, I'll just pair away from there just to have a quick look at the station, which I finally managed to get it how I wanted to get it. So with the extra platforms, courtesy of Bachmann, or Bachmann Syncraft, what you're seeing here in the foreground, that is the platforms for Luxton station, and the only difficulty I have with those is that they are still under height compared to the full-size Bachmann platforms. So I've had to get some 1/8 of an inch balsa and chop them up a bit. I managed to get some more slim Bachmann slim platforms, so I've managed to get platform 1, platform 2, platform 3, which is the big one, and platform 4. Or depending on which way you arrive, this could be platform 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4. The choice is yours. As for me, thinking back to what King's Cross looked like as a child, platform 1 was, oh look, I'm pointing, pointing, was always platform, that platform over there, let's put it that way. Only thing that's missing now is the signal box. No, not that kind of signal box, but something a bit more prototypical, which will go in that gap there. So it's got to be fairly slim. Usually signal boxes have only got their windows on one side, and preferably I'd like on one end the steps going up, but on the platform side, which will be so they can walk along, recess, and then straight up into the signal box. I beg your pardon. But it seems that every signal box I look at, the steps are always going up on the other side. Irritating? Yes, but there you go. Have another look at the 2P as it comes around. A little bit of a close up here. Smart. Yeah, now I think it was last year, or perhaps the year before, or perhaps the year before that, I managed to get some more of these type of coaches, which somebody had kit built from the Daypole kits, sprayed them up in, what is it, Prussian blue, with white roofs. These seem to be a little more grey. If you take a close look at there, they're like a grey-white. But the ones I got that were kit built were pure white roofs, and I must admit the effect is quite nice. If you look at the Bachmann ones, these are pure white roofs, so if we do a comparison as we go around, they should be crossing any second now. There. So they do look quite grey, but a light grey. And yeah, so that means now we've got 3 rates of these, 3 rates of 3. So should be able to get the whole of the Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway fleet out, which goes to about 5 locos now, I think. And it's a particular favourite because, as with everything we do, it's unusual. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's quite a nice sound in there as well. And the coaches were pretty good. With the inside the boxes, the seller put the old plastic wheels in, but had changed the wheels that were on the carriages for metal ones, which of course is a bonus. And I was beginning to think these things didn't really exist, except in a figment of my imagination, but yes they do. And what I think happened is the description of these on eBay was a little vague. I think they were put down as FP3, FP4, FP5, something like that, and if you wasn't looking for that, or it wasn't in your search parameters, you wouldn't have seen these, so nobody else bid on it, and I got them. So, no. Anyway, here's something I managed to get from a competition, which was on Crossways Point Junctions competition. That's Bernie, and Class 37 sitting there in platform 4. And yes, it's an early Bachmann Class 37 stroke 4 in EW and S colours. Very nice, thank you Bernie. Yep. And as you can see, the only thing I've left to do really on the station is populate it a bit. I'll have to do something about down here where the coal stays are. I don't know if I'm going to grass it or do a mixture of grass and ballast, but we'll see. And there's an awful lot more lighting to do. Lighting at the moment is confined to the outside circuit. CR signals with Heathcote Electronics devices hidden under the board. So as the train comes past, it triggers that, and off it, that protects its rear end. And the sensor is just there. It's literally an infrared send and receive. So that works quite well. Anything else? There is something of note. Something arrived today, not for me, but for Richard. If you haven't seen my son's channel, it's called The Spanish Inquisition. Don't ask me. But that was what he chose. It'll be over on his channel. It is I believe it's a Rapido LNER J72, something like that. Hang on, the box is down here. Let me just entertain you like that for a second while I grab the box. Here we are. I beg your pardon, I stand corrected. It is a J70 linear line delivery, number 7139, and I did assist him a little with the running in. That's what it looks like, and the real thing looks just like that. I'll just pop this down on the floor again. Forgive me for a second. Just a quick word about your oils. Labelle 108, can't go wrong. And here is the little beauty. Now I don't know if I'm too close. Let's see if I can kneel down. There she is. Now I might try to zoom in, but I'm not sure what the results are going to be, so forgive me a second. The zoom doesn't work very well on this camera. In fact, it's not working at all. Or will it? I'm trying. Yes, it's working. Come on, come on, come on. More. A little bit more. Please, pretty please, a little bit more. And a little bit more. Oh yes, that's too far. Perhaps back a little. If I can get it back a little now. Forgive me a second while I twiddle the camera. Yes, it's doing it. Right, there we go. Perhaps a little more. Oh dear, I think the actual switches on this are actually wearing out on this camera. So I'm really struggling with it at the moment. Forgive me a second while I have another wrestle with Mick McManus here. There we are. Right, anyway, LNER. And the detail on this thing is incredible. Just about here, some tiny little chains. Where's my finger? There it is. Yeah, some tiny chains hanging on there. The inside of the cab and the detail inside is absolutely stupendous. I gather Richard will be doing a full hash on this, complete review. I mean, those wheels and the valve gear, absolutely superb. And before anybody says it, yes, it's Toby the Tram engine from Thomas. But what a little beauty, and runs very well. A little bit noisy, but smooth, certainly smooth. And it is really diminutive. I mean, you know, there's the size of my thumb in comparison. So it's not. Yeah. So you're talking about a very diminutive locomotive. Yeah, superb little thing. Well, there goes the D-Class. In a hurry. I'm only running them at medium speed today. I don't like to have them absolutely racing round. So I'd say a scale 30-40 miles an hour. Let's see if I can de-hand myself from this. I'll pop that down there a second. So you should be able to. It's a bit on the twist, but forgive me folks, so I'll just move these out of the way. Right, you would have already seen what I had for lunch today, in the form of American beans. And I'm pleased to say that they haven't had any effect on me at all. I'm sure you'll be glad to know. Just as a quick aside, I did get the second prize that I won from Crossways Point Junction, which was a flashing tail lamp unit from, who was it? Tech Trains or somebody like that, with a little button battery in it. So at some stage I'll be fitting that. I'll probably fit it to one of the old Hornby not EWS, English China Clay CDA hoppers, because I know you can get inside them and I don't mind butchering them. Anyway, I'll let you all get back to your Saturday night in front of the telly. Not that there is much on. In fact, if there was much on, you wouldn't be watching this. Yay. I love the way they've done the electroplating on that dome. I mean, it's absolutely superb. Yeah, just running straight DC, but there we go. That is one lovely colour. You have to admit, the Prussian blue, yeah, absolutely spiffy. Just in case anybody's wondering what on earth a DRS body shell is doing over there, this was one of the early ones that Daypole did, where they got the artwork wrong, and all I wanted off of it was the windscreen wiper. I wanted that for the Chiltern version, so I bought this for something like a tenner for the windscreen wiper. I must be made of money. No, but it just didn't look right in the direction I wanted to point it, so I had to either make one myself or try and get a spare from nowhere, or the other way was to get a complete body shell like that, which I can always use. There's nothing wrong with the body shell. I could swap my Chiltern body shell out for that one anytime and then just swap over the windscreen wiper. So there you are, that's the complete update. It's Saturday night, it's quite chilly out there, and I've got my little paraffin heater down here chugging away. Yeah, it's an Aladdin. Nothing like having Aladdin, but there you go. Yep, that does very well as a space heater. All you have to do is leave the door cracked open a bit to let any carbon monoxide wander out. But there you have it. That's it for tonight, folks. One more trip around and then I'll have to let you go. I'll continue playing trains a little more, as you do, and then I'll put the shed to bed. So I wish everybody a pleasant evening, and I'll say so long for now. Bye.